Hello and welcome back to the RattleMind Podcast. I'm Rye, and joining me as always is my co-host. No, I never have anything planned. What did you expect? Actually, true. But, this is Video Game Wednesdays. What? I don't know. It's a very weird thing we do. We were talking about Minecraft at the end of last episode, so why don't we just talk some more about that? Yeah. You met people from playing public server Minecraft. I hate playing public server Minecraft. I don't like people. I can do that on my own. No, because I don't want them to play with me. That's, you know, I think that's something that I've learned, that there actually is a subset of people who will play MMO games by themselves because they like the idea of the world actually being alive, but they don't like the idea of interacting with people. Yeah, that's another point of it. Yeah. Well, see, that's that's another reason why I liked playing Asheron's Call back when it was alive, because I could solo the entire thing and not have to worry about it. And I could interact with people and help people out if I needed or wanted to. But when you play modern game MMOs, they're very raid focused. So you have to have a big group of people if you ever want to get this special nice armor set. And it's like, I don't like people. I don't want to have to wait 36 minutes just to get a big enough group of people to go into a dungeon that restricts you by the fact that you have to have enough people to go in. And even then, the people won't let you just explore while you're in the dungeon or whatever. You have to either go straight for the boss or you have to do exactly what the group wants to do. Well, see, that's my other problem is that, if you're wanting to do a guild run on something, you have to actually, set up a time. This is the day we're going to do it. This is the time we're going to meet up. And then we're going to go for it. It's just so not me. I if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it on the spur of the moment. I'm going to go in there yelling Leroy Jenkins and I'm going to get things done. But if I'm restricted because I don't have enough people with me, then see, this is another thing that MMO gaming nowadays is so annoying to me. I don't mind dying, but everyone else gets pissed off if you die. It's like, I just want to play. I want to, experience. And, if I die, I die. That's fine. But I want to, try. And, life, in a game, you are going to die because the games are not meant to cater to make sure that you always survive. But the problem is that in these new like raid instances and stuff like that, you lose enough of your numbers and or your people with you, and your entire party wipes. That's another reason why. There's another reason why I have issues with Dungeons and Dragons is that most quests are built around, or actual scenarios are built around, you have to have a specific member to be able to do one thing or to do these certain tasks. It always drives me nuts. I mean, yeah, you could probably get through having a large group of fighters go into a dungeon, but you're not going to get any of the special loots that are in the locked treasure chests or things like that. And that's another reason I don't like modern MMOs, is because I can't build my character the way I want to play the character. I have to be stuck in, here is class. You must do what class does. This means you cannot do what this class does because that's not part of your class, so you're not allowed to do that. It's like, okay, I want to be a giant axe wielding barbarian who can pick locks. Is that so much to ask? I mean, just because I wield an axe, I'm not allowed to pick a lock now? Yeah, I hate how games have gotten so restrictive. But I can also see why they're getting a little more restrictive, because it's harder to build an open environment that allows for all of that customization, because you could have a person who's too powerful because they've got the right skills for doing everything, or you could have a person who's not powerful enough because they took the wrong skills. And so it's like, okay. But yeah, I prefer being able to customize my characters more than what's allowed anymore. Yep, video games. Do do do. I think I lost you. Do do do. Okay, now I can. It was like, okay. It's like, I was hoping you'd chime in with something to say. Yeah, yeah. Well, see, technically, it is an MMO no matter what. MMO just stands for massive multiplayer and online. So, well, the thing is that I had just watched a video by Josh Strife Hayes where he goes through this rabbit hole of how do you classify what an MMO is anymore, because there's so many different genres of it, and how to, because you have MMORPG. Well, what type of MMORPG do you have? Well, it's an MMORPG JRPG. So that's where Final Fantasy, what, 14 comes in? And so, yeah, MMOs are weird to try and figure out anymore. Yeah, the problem is that, like I said, with MMO, there's no set way of marketing or genre classification for it. Because if you go into Steam and you do a search for MMOs, categories, well, even that is completely different. That is not an MMO because that's actually slightly different than just a general MMO. See, that's the point. Is that the classifications aren't 100% there, so you can't exactly figure out what you're doing because Fallout 76 is an MMO, but is it an MMORPG? Is it an MMO looter? Is it an MMO? I don't know what else there is, but um, yeah. Vault Hunters is the mod for Minecraft that I'm always talking about. Is a adventure looter MMO style type of thing. Um, what else? But yeah, looter would be, what is the best game to say as a looter? Oh man, my brain is not going to come up with it. Warframe. Yeah, I think Warframe is a, yeah, it's a looter. No, well, it can be. I think. I don't know. Um, I yeah, I really don't know anymore. Uh, but even at that, if you look at the tags for any massive multiplayer game on Steam, you will see character customization. Um, what else is there? Let's see, simulation. Yeah, you could have an MMO simulation game. That's interesting. Resource management is one of the ones they do. Or clicker. What is an MMO clicker? Ah, so weird stuff. Uh, not necessarily, because the way massive multiplayer online does not have enough of a genre definition to it. It could be anywhere from turtle power. I love my notification alarm just gets me, and I always say turtle power because that's what it is. Um, Sidetrack brain. Stop getting off of it. MMO, defining what makes it massive is the hard part. Is 100 people massive? Is 1,000 people massive? Is 10,000 people massive? No, but this is the thing. VR chat is technically considered an MMO, and it is not a game. It's not the traditional type of MMO. So a lot of things will fall under the MMO umbrella, but make it even harder to classify or to actually search what you're trying to figure out, what you want to play. Um, like Ark is an MMO game. Yeah, and see, that's the thing. It does. I'm not saying I'm not saying it defies it. It's just that, yeah, I understand the way I say things doesn't always come out as the way I think I say things, which is why a lot of people get pissed off at me. It's because I do say things and conveying what yeah, I know, but I'm just saying that conveying it in a way that others will understand outside of my brain is the problem. Yeah, but yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot of things like technically is Stardew Valley an MMO? I mean, you can have up to 5 people, you can go up to 8 people. It does allow for a lot of people in multiplayer. So, is that massive enough to be an MMO? That's not the point, though. That does that is not part of the classification for MMO. Okay, but that's the thing. Well, see, by the same logic, technically Minecraft cannot be an MMO because you cannot join anyone's world. No, because they have to set up a server. They have to set up a server. They have to set up an IP. No, because there are. Um, yeah. Like I said, this debate is so weird and hard to figure out and convoluted. But the same thing can go for, like I said, Stardew, because you're setting up a world, you're setting up it, and you're letting people join. But the thing is that being publicly available does not dissuade the classification of MMO. No, because there is none. That's the problem. There is no. Well, no, this is what I'm telling you is that MMO is a terrible way to classify something. And this is what throws people off, and particularly me, uh, because there's no real way to classify what qualifies as an MMO. Because it, because I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying that there are people who will say that that's not right, and then there are people who say that I'm not right, and then there are people. Yeah, which has been exactly what you said. That has been what it should be, what an MMO has been for most of the generational span. But now that things are getting, because things are getting weirder, is the problem. Yes, it is, because that's the only way you can explain it. Things are getting weirder. Because there are games that will use the MMO tag that have no public servers, have no access to public servers, but you can host your own world on your computer and invite people in, and yet it still uses the tag of MMO. So, would that actually classify it as an MMO? And then that's where the other thing that I brought up comes into play again is that how many people have to be on a game for it to actually be considered massive. So, yeah, it's all nuts, it's all crazy. And we just yeah, yeah. It breaks brains. Okay. Exactly. That's part of the problem because just by okay. Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is that that's what makes that's what makes things so weird is that uh my throat's drying out, so trying to Hmm. Even that is not the. No, I'm looking at the Wikipedia article that says the same thing. Yeah, which in that case, that makes Stardew Valley an MMO. I just love the I'm being pedantic. I'm sorry. Right. Yeah, I think you just I think you just hit it on the head. Is that the acronym does not need to exist anymore because you don't need the whole massive multiplayer anymore. You just need online game because even things on your smartphones, these stupid little games you can download like crazy are technically multiplayer. Like I have puzzles and survival. I really don't know why it's named that, but and technically it can be classified as an MMO, but it's on a phone now. So and you really don't do much on that. It's a more of a base building game than anything else. And so it's there's other people playing it too, and I can go raid their bases if I wanted to, but and then there's uh, Coin Master is another game like that. So technically they are MMOs as well, but they don't get the classification of MMO because of them being on a phone. Um, so right now, uh, I know there were a handful that were online based, like Final Fantasy 13, not 13, 11. Yeah, one of those lower number ones was a. It was no, it wasn't crossplay. It was a console based RPG like Final Fantasy 14. It was. I really don't remember which one it was, but it was a console based MMO. But yeah, there were very few that would be similar to that. Uh, so yeah, the term I guess is outdated now when you think about it. Yeah, I mean, like I said, with yeah, Yeah, like I said, with this puzzle and survival game, it's technically an MMO, because it's you can interact with a guild, you can have or alliance or whatever they want to call it, but it's not that would be the subgenre. Well, even at that, you don't actually play the puzzles against people, so there's no there's I know no what I'm saying is that there's really no interactivity between players. So does that fit your definition of MMO? Probably not. And my honestly, it doesn't fit my definition either. So right, it left yeah. And I absolutely hated WoW. I hate the instance loading everywhere you go. Yeah, and that's what's yeah. The game exactly. It was not really a soloable game. You had to have at least one person to play with, and like I said, that's where it's kind of like I hated this game. I mean, yes, I can do stuff by myself. It will take me about 20 years just to go from level 10 to level 12 all by myself. And I'll never get the great loot that everyone's getting. So, yeah, MMOs. Why do they have the MMO anymore? I think we're going to call it a quits here because I don't think there's any way to settle this debate. Exactly. Um, right. All right. 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 Yeah. With all right. Well, with all that said, remember like, comment, subscribe, and tell us in the comments whether or not MMO should still be a thing or if it should just, you know, go away as a term. Goodbye, everyone.